Had agriculture been revealed by God to man, or was it a human discovery?
Everything was taught by God to man, in fact. And this agriculture particularly has to come from God. Because we know that in the beginning man was just a gatherer, like other animals. He gathered things which were useful for him in eating and other things, but he was still a gatherer. Agriculture was born with what they call civilization. And all civilizations are brought by prophets. There is no civilization which does not have its origin in prophets. Hazrat Masih Maud Islam has enlarged this subject, attended it in detail, and informed us that whenever a prophet is born, a new civilization is born, because of what he receives from on high, from God. He is the most sophisticated person of his age, and he is told by God to do this and do that, and a new phase in the civilization appears. So, according to these facts, whatever is man learns, he learns from God and does not learn by himself. Even how to bury your dead was an art which was told by God to the wicked son of Noah, of Adam. He was about to leave the corpse of his brother naked when he observed a crow digging something and burying it. At that moment, the thought was born that if an animal can bury with things which should not be exposed, being a man, why shouldn't I do it? And that was the first mention of man having died and buried. Previously, I think they just threw the corpses of humans. So this tradition of burying men when they're dead is as far remote from our time as that son of Adam was, who buried his brother after watching a crow having buried something. See? But that is just a small thing. All habits, which you call civilized habits, are granted to you through prophets or through your religion. Nowadays you see so many dogs which people walk during in the morning in the grounds, etc. Why do these people love dogs? The incident is very remote when it all started. According to the Holy Quran, the people of the caves had to have a dog to watch at the mouth of the cave, the advance of somebody who was coming closer. And the dog kept sitting there, as the trained dogs always do, and whenever they saw the approach of somebody, they barked. And also must have run into the cave. And they were well prepared for an enemy's visit, and they always surprised him and disappeared without ever being found out. So the dog, what he did to these people was a favor, which was a religious act for the purpose of religion and to save their religion and their doctrines and themselves, of course. They had appointed that dog. And ever since they're so obliged to dogs that they make them live like their daughters and sons, and brothers, and even more. Some people have dedicated all their property they have left behind to a few dogs. They should be maintained. But about any other humans, they don't care much. Or the dogs, they do. But they do not remember that this habit or tradition is rooted in religion. It has become just a culture. And it has not become a culture with Muslims. There again, their religion is responsible. Because dogs are filthy things. They can soil your clothes and things and do bits of this and that there everywhere. So that in a house where you must remember God on a clean cloth and on a clean floor, dogs should not be permissible. So they are employed for other purposes, not for the purpose of their becoming intimate with the owners, the masters and so on, like as though they were one of them. As though they were some of them, not one of them. See? So if you trace back the cultural habits of people, you'll be amazed to see how they ultimately end up in some religious tradition or custom rooted deep behind in our past. You understand? And people don't realize it. All civilization is born out of religion.